How Kate Middleton's old home is now worth 21 times more. In the UK, like much of the world, property and real estate is an inflation-beating asset, and you don't have to look long at other high capital value items such as cars to realise that property is definitely an appreciating asset, and things like cars are a depreciating asset. Now, you might have heard some stories from your parents or maybe your grandparents about how much they bought their first houses for and how much those houses are worth now, which might make you realise how property prices only ever seem to go one way, and that is up. Now, Kate Middleton, our future queen, was brought up in a house in Westview in Berkshire. According to The Express, Kate's parents, Carol and Michael, bought the house in 1979 for $34,700. The couple sold the property in July 95 for $158K. They managed to increase the price by 4.5 times their purchase price. The family then moved to Oakacre in Berkshire before purchasing Bucklebury Manor for $4.7 million. Now, that's a grade 2 listed manor house with a reported 18 acres. Now, it is protected because it is listed, and it's a grade 2 listed building, which means that it's a building of special interest. Now, that warrants every effort to preserve the contents inside the house as well. Now, it's got loads of really great features worth noting that would make this particular property really grand, with an ashlar fireplace. Now, that's where formed stone is worked, forming perfect rectangular shapes, and it is considered the very finest stone to be able to put into a property. Now, there are also 7 bedrooms in this house, and according to online valuation tools, using average growth prices since the last sale for the area, the childhood home of the Duchess of Cambridge, Westview, would today be worth £740,000. Now, that's plus or minus about £45,000 on internal decorations. Now, that means that today it's worth a whopping 21 times more than it was when it was purchased 42 years ago. Now, this is all too common, and it's a story about property growth. But plummeting stock levels are keeping house prices high for now. And with UK government predicting over 340,000 new homes needed per year, and birth rates high, death rates relatively low, and immigrations into the UK, it's still a popular place to be. Now, with new build completions looking at 216,000 homes a year, there's a massive gap. And remember, where there is a queue for something, you can bet that prices will only go up as demand soars. Now, if we're to keep property prices low, we must build more than the demand. Now, during lockdown, the Cambridge family spent much of their time in Norfolk and at Anmer Hall, based on the Sandringham estate, which the Queen used to use traditionally at Christmas. Now, the Cambridges have been using Sandringham House as an office whilst the Queen has been away, but the Cambridges have now returned to their London home in Kensington Palace. But it is rumoured that they are now looking for somewhere new. According to Metro, they've been eyeing up a home next to the Queen in Windsor. And Windsor is a perfect distance from London. We'll see how this family continues to adapt to the work-life balance of being senior royals and having a young family to school. Home ownership in the long term is a great way to beat inflation, and due to pressure of needing loads of homes, 340,000 are needed by 2031, and there are estimates of 216,000 homes being built per year. But without any significant increase in infrastructure or investment in the industry, there won't be the capacity to be able to increase this number. Now, when demand exceeds supply, there is always pressure on prices. Now, property prices since 1950 have risen massively, as you can see here in this chart. The average price in 1950 was $1,891 compared to last year at $254,000. But wages haven't increased in line with these prices, and it's becoming harder and harder for people to be able to get onto the property ladder. Kate Middleton's family home has outperformed even those numbers. From 1980s to 2020, we've seen numbers of 12.5 times the growth. Whilst these are averages across the UK, you'll find that the south and counties around London will have done exceptionally well. So as they say, buy property and wait. Now, if you're interested in any property insights, please don't forget to follow me here on this channel. Click on that like button and I'll see you on the next video.